Hey now, so I watched The Illusionist yesterday, and I don't know, I can't stop thinking about it, really. I know for sure that I'm giving it a 9. The Illusionist is an animated film. It's a French film. It's written, adapted, and animated and directed by Sylvain Chomet, the French master of animation, as far as I'm concerned. It's about a illusionist, magician, traveling, earning a living. We get to see a little bit of snippets of his life, but it mainly takes place in, I believe, the mid-60s in France. Basically, you see him travel around and working, earning a living. He meets a very young girl who he takes under his wing. Actually, not by his choice, by her choice. Shows her the outside world, and it's, I guess, just about life, really. It's about a lot, but not about much, if that makes any sense. To me, this film was kind of like an atomic bomb. Really just blew me away. Destroyed me. Shattered me. I felt winded after the movie was over. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. I mean, it's powerful. It's a powerful film. Its character design is amazing. Sylvain Chomet also wrote and directed The Triplets of Belleville. To my knowledge, The Triplets of Belleville is his other work. I think he might have done some other things. What they are, I'm not sure of. I have The Triplets of Belleville in my collection. I think it's a great film, and it is more lighthearted and funnier and maybe more just fun, but I think Illusionist is, I don't know, amazing. It seems, now there's been a big break between Belleville and The Illusionist. I think something like 5 years or 6 years. Seemed like a totally different filmmaker. Not like totally different, but so much more mature. So much more focused. I mean, really honed. Really has honed his skills. The character design for this is great. I mean, really, it feels very similar to The Triplets of Belleville in terms of look and color and feel. But in terms of story and, I mean, I want to say importance, two very different films. The character design here is fantastic. All the characters look great. It's just beautifully animated. Just beautifully animated. There's something to look at in any corner of the frame at any second. If a kid went to see this, it's rated PG, and I think kids should see this. I think they should want to see it. They would be spellbound by the visuals, I think. I mean, they might not comprehend the message, but they would certainly be glued to the screen. Because it's just amazing to look at, and beautifully animated. It's hand-drawn animation. I guess there is mixed with some CG, like backdrops and things like that, but even then, I think that's just to mix or, you know, it just, there had to have been some computer effect going on there. There's just so much I want to say about this movie. It's really one of the best of the year. I can't stop thinking about it. I don't even. It was just great. It's mostly silent. You know, first of all, it's 80 minutes. It's an hour and 20 minutes, and much like one of its tricks, it just disappears like that. It's just like eating something delightful, and then you're just caught up in it, and then all of a sudden it's just gone. And I couldn't believe it was over. I couldn't believe it was over. I need to see it again. I need to see it again. It's mostly silent. I mean, I've heard some French in there. I think I might have heard some German. I've heard some English. But it's primarily, for the 80 minutes, primarily silent. And what I mean by silent is there's very little dialogue. I mean, there's constant noise to go along with the constant movement, but very little dialogue. And I think that, you know, that makes it immediately accessible by any age, any culture, really. I mean, this is just, it's a visual story. And, yeah, I don't know why. I think it's the essence of film storytelling. Is on prime display here in this film. Just, I don't feel like I have the vocabulary or even film knowledge to describe this effectively. But just like the little character flourishes, I guess a lot of it comes from the writing, which leads me to another big point, and I can't remember his name, but this again is an adaptation of from what I understand, a French comic masterpiece, written, again, I can't remember his name, from someone who the French, have lionized. He's an icon. And that's, I think, where the true power comes from in this film, is the story. And the story is just so true. It holds truth to be the most the highest. I don't know. It's to the highest standard. I don't know. That's not exactly what I want to say, but it just makes the truth the most important thing, which I think it probably is in life. And that's what's so funny. I think animation allows truth to be distributed much more easily. I think that the human condition can be so easily displayed in animation that even live action can't really touch. I mean, again, I'm a huge animation fan. I think animation is incredibly important, simply because I think you can express human condition far easier, and the limits, of course, are really not there. I think this film's amazing. It's got to be seen. It's a must see. If you can be at a theater in a half hour, if you can drive for a half hour and be at a theater that's playing The Illusionist, then by all means you must. It's a marvelous thing. It's a marvelous thing. It's nominated for Best Animated Picture at the Oscars at the end of the month. along with Toy Story 3 and How to Train Your Dragon, I believe. How to Train Your Dragon's a solid 9. Toy Story 3 is a solid 10. One of the best films of the year. And I still think The Illusionist should win. So that's why I'm iffy about my 9 rating, because I kind of want to give it a 10 because I think it's a true work of art. To boil it down, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I'll tell you right now what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch The Triplets of Belleville soon, and I guess it's got to be soon because then I want to get to the theater, and I got to see this again. I got to see it again before it goes away. And I think you should too. It's, I mean, again, I will probably give it a 10, and here, how about this for a comparison? I was thinking, you know, I don't know if I'm going to buy this movie, because even though I would love to have it in my collection, and to be able to say, you know, see, look, I own this, I don't know if I'd watch it a lot, because it's so heavy. I can compare it to Schindler's List. You know, I own Schindler's List. I love Schindler's List. It's Spielberg's masterpiece, pretty much. But, you know, I don't get pumped to watch Schindler's List. You know, I'm not like, oh boy, Schindler's List. It's just there. And whenever I watch it, I'm incredibly moved. I know that I've experienced one of the great films of all time. But I don't rush. I don't dive in, you know, with Schindler's List. And I doubt I would dive in with The Illusionist. Now, I don't know if I want to call it one of the great films of all time with Schindler's List, but I'm just saying it's on that level for me. I found it emotionally devastating. It really got to me. It really got to me. Again, I felt deflated after watching it. But there is a little sliver of hope, I guess. I mean, it's like life, you know. The The Illusionist is like life. It just perfectly captured. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling and repeating myself. And just to say that The Illusionist is one of the best movies I've seen this year. And I don't know. In a way, it kind of changed my life. In a way, I had to think about things and center myself and meditate, you know, on the teachings of this film. So I kind of loved it. I'll give it a 9. I'll say 9.5, which makes me round up to 10. So it's a must. I can't put it any other way. The Illusionist. It's a must-see. It's a true work of art. And whatever, I'll give it a 9.5. I feel like a baby, though. I feel like I'm copping out by not giving it a 10. Really, I feel that way. So please, to check it out. Thank you.